The Baltimore Ravens just got their third win in a row, this time on the road at US Bank Stadium, taking down the Minnesota Vikings. 27-19 was your final score, and it was an exciting one, and of course, most importantly, it was one that ends with a notch in the win column. And speaking of the Ravens winning, get those W's down in the comment section. Spam W down below for a Ravens win if you are just as juiced up as I am. I got 5 takeaways for you guys on this victory. Number 1, way to make the play late, okay? And I think this is where we're going to spend a good part of the beginning of this video. If this is y'all's first time watching, one thing I like to say a lot is these games are decided, especially in the National Football League, by which team can make that play late. Who can make that stop late? Who can make that throw late? Who can make that catch late? Who can make that play late in the ball game to win it? And the Ravens offense had a chance to do so. They had it at 3rd down and 4. You get that first down right there, you win that game. Instead, the Vikings made a stop. You punted it away, but then what did your defense do? They came up clutch. They came up so clutch. They were able to get that stop. And I know it sounds like I'm rewarding them for something they're all paid to do. I get that. But I think we all got to remember back to week 1 against Buffalo. The defense couldn't make that stop late. You got to think back to week 3 against the Detroit Lions. The defense couldn't make those stops late. The offense couldn't score or get those first downs late. The offense hit the ball, like down 7 in the 4th quarter against Detroit. They couldn't get it done. This team has not been able to do that this year. They did it today. They did it on the road against Minnesota. Guys, you started 1-5. You're 4-5 now. Things are starting to get serious. I'm so proud of this team to be able to come up clutch. So proud of this defense, giving up 19 points to the Vikings. Man, after that first drive that they let up an easy touchdown drive on, they looked phenomenal for the rest of this game. I thought Todd Monken bounced back in a big way in the second half. Now, there were some questionable play calls on the second to last drive of that ball game. There are some questionable things every now and then with him. But, man, I thought that Brian Flores outcoached Todd Monken in the first half of that football game. And then I think Todd Monken came out, made a lot of second-half adjustments, and I think he outcoached Brian Flores in the second half of that football game, right? You got 2 touchdowns and a field goal for this Ravens offense in the second half, but I think mainly what I'm talking about was those 3rd and shorts, the 3rd and 1s that Minnesota was able to get Baltimore off the field in the first half of that game. You were able to convert those in really, really fun ways in the second half. Obviously, you had the fake tush push and then pitch out to Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews under center, Lamar as the tailback. Instead of a tush push, just pitch it back to him. You get the first down there on 3rd and 2. Another 3rd and 1. Everybody and their mother-in-law thought that they were going to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry in I formation. They turn around, they hand it off to Patrick Ricard. I love the QB power from Lamar Jackson that almost scored as well, with the pulling help from Daniel Faalele, the tight end help from Mark Andrews, the blocking help from Derrick Henry. I thought Todd Monken had a wonderful, wonderful response to the second half of that game because after the first 30, it felt like Brian Flores was winning the battle between the two. What's your one-word reaction to the Baltimore-Minnesota game? And let me know in the comment section down below. I think my one-word reaction is, what's my one-word reaction? I want to say JNF. It's not a word, but job's not finished. You still got some stuff to do, but way to finish this ball game. That's my one word. Let me know yours down below in the comment section. My third takeaway, defense really did come up big time, man. We talked about it a little bit in that first reaction, but look, they continue to prove me week in and week out that they are able to be trusted. They really, really do. And think about if you didn't have Marlon Humphrey in this football game. Might be even a little bit different. Sure, he came up with that interception. That was awesome. But he got absolutely torched in the first half of this football game, in that first drive, they just went and picked on him time after time after time. And then he missed the sack on 4th and 10 that would have ended the game that they got another touchdown on. And so, in reality, I thought this defense played even better than the Vikings having 19 points. 2 turnovers, special teams came up clutch, forcing a fumble, guys making plays, guys making open field tackles, Roquan Smith having an awesome day in man coverage as well. There were a little bit too many times where J.J. McCarthy was standing back there and just kind of patting the football and had a little bit too much time to throw. But still, I mean, you held him under 50% completion percentage. You picked him off 2 times. His quarterback rating was under 55. There is not much more that I could ask of this defense than what they gave you. And now that makes 4 straight games letting up less than 20 points after letting up over 35 every single game for the first 6 weeks of the season, first 5 weeks of the season. What a bounce back for them. And if you're going to be able to contend, and if you're going to be able to sneak into the playoffs, even though you started 1-5, it's going to be because of this defensive turn. So I gave Zach Orr a lot of crap in the beginning of this year, beginning of this season. I'm here to say, Zach Orr, what you've done and what this team has been able to do over the past couple of weeks, hats off to you. Congrats to you. Thumbs up to you. Anything. The credit is yours. And also the credit is trading for Loie Gilman, allowing Kyle Hamilton to kind of play more of a jack-of-all-trades role. He's able to, impact the football on an every-down basis. Great stuff from this defense. Another thing that I think has some great stuff is our friends at PrizePicks. They're the reason you are watching today's video, and they are the sponsor of today's video. The hard-hitting football action is even better with PrizePicks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on PrizePicks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. PrizePicks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Lamar Jackson's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on PrizePicks. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose FlexPlay, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses, and if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, PrizePicks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Speaking of that FlexPlay, this is a perfect example of it today. So, because I got the more on Lamar Jackson, 37.5 yards longest completion. Now, that unfortunately did not hit, but because you flex play it, the J.J. McCarthy, more than 60.5 yards rushes, bang. The more on Derrick Henry, longest reception. If you just get 2 right, you can miss one in flex play. You could still double your money. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. And doesn't it feel like this team has a little bit of their swagger back? Doesn't it feel like the coaching staff starting to feel it? You saw that slow-mo of John Harbaugh throwing up the 3. The defense is starting to feel it. Special teams is starting to feel it. Like, it just feels like you got a little bit of juice back in this thing, which is really all I've wanted. It felt like after that loss to the Detroit Lions, the vibes were weird. Felt like everything was being questioned. And for good reason. You never want to start 1-5 with a roster as talented as this one. I don't care how many injuries you have. But it's starting to feel like they're able to trust each other again. It's starting to feel like, they're out there jawing at the other opponent. They're out there kind of getting into fights every now and then. Like, I love it. I love Roquan. And I love Kyle Hamilton getting out there talking to Adam Thielen. Give me that stuff all day long. Because at the end of the day, you're a competitor. Your job is to go out there and win that football game. And they weren't doing that the first 6 weeks of the season. Well, now that's changed. Okay? And I'm pumped to watch it. And I'm just pumped to see a team that looks like they want to be up there. It didn't look like that the first 6 weeks of the season. And our 5th takeaway, come on, Los Angeles. Got a big game tonight, Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh, L.A. This one's going to be a big one. If Los Angeles comes out with the win, you then are second place in your division, only back by a game from Pittsburgh. Guys, that's massive. To start the season 1-5 and to, by the end of week 10, possibly only be 1 game back from leading in the division is absolutely huge. So Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh, do a solid for your brother and take down the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be one I promise you I am going to be locked in on all night long. And in the grand scheme of things for how they're going to go for the Baltimore Ravens in 2025, this might be a big one. Grade the Ravens' performance against the Vikings, A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section down below. Weigh in and let me know your answer. And also, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. It's a big win, 27-19. I'm never going to apologize for a team winning a game in the National Football League. That is hard to do, okay? So, soak it up. Be excited. Because another one's coming next Sunday against the Browns. You can mark my words. And hey, we'll be live for that game. Make sure you subscribe. We'll have a video out later tonight, early tomorrow morning. It's going to be a good week, so make sure you join us.